Live from Children's Arena in Oshawa, the Arenalacrosseleague playoffs continue with a quarterfinal doubleheader. Up first, the Oshawa Outlaws entertaining the Six Nations Snipers with a trip to championship weekend on the line. Lance Witt alongside JVI Productions starting goalies for the Snipers. Wearing their road orange, it'll be Dusty Hill. Comes in with a 5-3 record. And for the Outlaws in their home whites, it'll be Jackson Brown. His record 2-2. Officials for today's game, another top-notch crew. Of course, Kyle Coulter is the crew chief, working with Mac Daddy Abbott and the Sandman, Mark Sands. And as we kick off quarterfinal number 2, the Brampton Express. Congratulations, they have won yesterday and booked the first of 4 invites to next week's championship Final Four weekend. And as we go underway here, first draw, and of course Sugahara doing his thing as he gets possession for the Six Nations Snipers. These two teams finish the season heading in different directions. When you look at the Snipers, winners of 3 straight, they have come on late. They seem to be putting things together. The Outlaws struggled a bit. They have dropped 3 in a row. They, though, finish as the 3rd seed, and they're looking here to establish themselves with home carpet advantage. First possession now for the Outlaws as they will pull up and set up shop. It'll be, of course, the All's leading all-time scorer in John St. John, facilitating the offense. He'll swing it around to the right side. Back to left, Jeff McNulty out there as well, looking with Gareth Haig. Haig gets a step on Vern Hill. Haig goes low, but Dusty Hill coming off probably and arguably his best game of the year last weekend. And he has been feeling it. Keep an eye out. Ty Argent, of course, offensive threat. And don't forget the 3 Hills. Vern, Ross, Thunder, all in the lineup. Josh Miller and Danton Miller working the right and left side. Mitch Zulian, he's going to go to work as Argent. Quick shot, stop though. And a quick outlet pass up to Mark Farthing. Farthing now will go no further. He'll wait for the rest of the offense now. And Jake Gilmore will hold up half boards on the left side, wait for St. John. Haig will filter out. Over on that right side, Josh Gilray as well, and they're going to start working Dusty Hill off with a couple of shots. He'll handle that. Now it's Ty Khan, the con man in the offensive end. He'll wait for the offensive unit to set up. And a quick shot from Ross Hill opens the scoring. 1-0 for the Snipers. I'm not quite sure that Jackson Brown was ready for that one as Ross Hill snuck a quick sidearm on a quick release to pick up his first goal of the playoffs. Wrapped up the regular season with 11 goals and 35 points total. So the Hill brothers could be in full effect here today. It's going to be a whole lot to slow down this Sniper team. And when you take a look at the face-off circle, of course, you have to talk about Sugahara this time around, though. It's going to be picked up. And Jordan Mike now, he gets hauled down, but Andrew Vradenberg will clean up the mess, gets a step now, working on Josh Tagori. Vradenberg kicked back out. Bit of a panic there, but Argent, wrong stick side. He'll slow it up. They'll swing it around. Josh Miller, work it to Danton. Danton Miller looking inside. Danton Miller's going to take that one, steered aside. Jackson Brown goes all the way down the length of the corporate, over and back. Violation. Tagori's going to get a chance here, but couldn't play the carom. But Chris Atwood out there, and you want to talk danger. Keep an eye on 77, a pure goal scorer as he's out there working with the master facilitator in John St. John. St. John, he's going to work it, kick it back over Atwood. That's his spot. Atwood gets a screen, lets it go wide of the mark. Carom's going to be played. Haig can't track it down. That's going to be an over and back violation. Possession's going to belong to the Orange of Six Nations. 1-0 lead here for the Snipers. Of course, 2 teams, 1 invite to next week's Final Four. Brett Longboat out there working with Ross Hill. Hill, skip pass across, quick shot, Thunderhill, right on, Jackson Brown. Loose in the dotted half circle, picked up Whitlow. Bounce shot from Longboat. That will go into that was deflected and will go into the screen, so possession will stay right here with the Snipers. Wes Whitlow coming off 2 of his best games of the season last week and the week prior to that. he has put together a good, strong game. Longboat on the screen and roll, not able to connect with Argent. Skip pass across, nothing doing there. And that's going to be race to it, but Whitlow's going to pick it up. The shovel to Longboat, that's going to go a long way. Longboat does a great job tiptoeing on the line, but the shot clock's at 5. Longboat from way out. And that will carry him up and off the mesh with 11, just under 11 and a half to go. The Outlaws now with the offensive possession. With some room and a bullet from Gareth Haig. We're all tied 1-1. Haig's first of the postseason. Not a whole lot you can say about that because Gareth Haig came off that screen. Boy, did he get the feet planted and stepped into a good hard overhand. First of the playoffs, but he had an outstanding season, finishing with 33 goals, 61 total points. So he was in the running off the draw. Sugihara not having the early success. So Kenori Sugihara dominated in the circle, and of course want to send a shout out to his family as Alex Simons goes across. Wrong stick side, so Dusty Hill had the angle. Sugihara now is going to move it up into the offensive end. Just wanted to continue to say hello to the Sugihara family as they are always keeping an eye on their son. And a finer young man you couldn't have raised. Pleasure to speak with him and pleasure to watch him as it looks like slow to get up was Alex Simons. Felt like he may have taken a late hit, but he's off on his own power, so that's always a good sign. When I had a chance to speak with both coaches and the coaching staff, of course, for the Six Nations Snipers, Darcy Palace is the head coach. His assistants are Vince Longboat and Nick Skye. And when you look on the other side, of course, for Oshawa, Joe Hiltz, the head coach, Jay Lee, and Justin Warner, the assistants. So speaking with the Snipers head coaching staff, they talked about two things, of course, the first being staying out of the penalty box, and the second, transition. That a big thing on a big save there. Stretching out the arms was Jackson Brown. He's going to roll one, and Haig's going to run under it on one hop. So discipline and transition, two things the Snipers want to go at. When I spoke with Joe Hiltz for the Outlaws, he talked about being smart in the offensive end and making sure that they tighten their D. That was a big focus there. They have to make sure they keep things tight on the defensive end. The offense will take care of itself. St. John gets chopped down, and that's a violation. Will give possession to the Snipers with just over 10 minutes to go here, opening quarter. Quarterfinal number 2, the Brampton Express, the first team in next week's Final Four. One team here, Whitlow on the spin. Looking for an opening. Josh Tagore working him over. Gets it back. Josh Miller's shot way up top. And looking for it, but it's scooped up behind the net, and a good job. The slippery Thunder Hill as he creates some space, kicks it back out. Longboat swings it around. Josh Miller not able to corral that pass, and the Outlaws now will counter the other way. Good job by Nick Webb. Atwood, he'll work it. And they'll send it over. Jeff McNulty out on that left side. McNulty and Tagore out there. St. John coming out late. Kick back out. Work over to the right side. Atwood with a good solid screen. That shot was a bullet, but stopped by Austin Murphy. And now here comes Vradenberg. Has numbers. Vern Hill with him. Vern Hill up, down, back of the net. Vern Hill. 2-1 Snipers. Well executed fast break by the Orange as Vradenberg found the veteran Vern Hill, and he parks it for a 2-1 lead. So 2 of the 3 Hill brothers on the scoreboard. Last week, Ross and Thunder pocketed a couple. Vern had none. Vern, the older of the 3, and he certainly felt he had something to prove. Sugihara off the draw. That looks like the Sugihara we're used to, as Ben Wittich now working in the offensive end. And Bloomberg's and chasing him hard, and they'll set things up now with Ross Hill. Ross Hill on the right side. Chayton King out there with him. Kick back up to the top in Argent. Swing around to the left side. Thunder working to Ross inside. Chayton King, big save. Jackson Brown So Jackson Brown standing tall there. Big momentum swing if that one finds the back of the net. Oshawa now to work on offense here with Gareth Haig. Of course, Gareth and Ryan Higgs, the dynamite duo, along with the Fife Dog team. Of course, happy to have them part of the Arena Lacrosse League. Chandler Allen was looking for Mitch Zulian, but it finally does get to Zulian. He, too, coming off a couple of fine games. And now Whitlow. Whitlow bobbles it, tries to scoop it by, and instead it's going to be picked up in Argent just a half step too far. Farthing pushed him, and possession will belong to the Outlaws. Gilmore will work it. We're under 8 minutes to go, opening quarter. And the theft, Vern Hill. And the rule is whenever it touches the mesh here at Children's Arena, referee must touch it. And Vern Hill with a great theft now with possession regained for the Snipers. Miller, Josh, gets ahead of steam, working on Tagori. Good spin. Takes the bouncer. Top corner. Josh, Miller time. Miller. 3-1 Snipers. Going to the bounce. It's toughest shot in this sport to stop is the bounce shot, and that was clear there as Jackson Brown heading down and that ball bouncing up. And the Snipers off to a good start. They did the same thing against Paris last week to wrap up the regular season. And this looks very similar. So the Outlaws going to have to find some rhythm here as Atwood with a sweet pickup, but he gets triple teamed. Ball's still loose. McLaughlin battling it. It's Vradenberg that comes away with it. Beauty screen, and Chris Veltman took exception and should have been a call down here for sure, working on Whitlow. But zipped across, good hands. Argent puts on the brakes, rolls one, and a big save as that's been brewing, as it was clear between what Veltman did to Whitlow, which went uncalled. That was only a matter of time, and with 7:07 to go, we are going to head to our officials' timeout, but that'll give us a chance to get you caught up on what happened in last night's quarterfinal number one. So in case you missed it, the game, unfortunately, due to weather conditions, was not televised. So it was, of course, the Peterborough Timbermen rolling into Memorial Arena in Brampton. And it was even matchup in the first quarter. Of course, goaltending was superb, tied at 3 after 1. Brampton picked up a couple power play goals and a shorthanded marker, led 8-5 at the half, continued to hold steady, took a 12-7 lead into the fourth quarter, and then a couple of penalties from Peterborough, and it was Brampton that closed up shop, winning the final 16-12 to earn their spot in next weekend's Final Four. So as we get set to resume action here again, want to remind you, of course, following this game, it'll be the top seed Whitby Steelhawks entertaining the number 8 seed Ohsweken Bears in quarterfinal number 3. So it looks like we're going to have another penalty. So there was no penalties called on that initial play, but John St. John uncharacteristically heading to the penalty box, and you never see that happen. So illegal cross-check will give the Snipers their first power play opportunity of the game. Snipers, of course, come in with a 45% efficiency rate, but Oshawa, one of the top teams in the league in a penalty kill at 59%. So Argent at the top, Longboat, quick stick, and you've got Thunderhill, Longboat on that left side, Whitlow, and it looks like down there it's going to be Ross Hill on the far side. That one's picked off, and a good job. We lofted up beautifully. Tagore going to try to run out. Argent's the only one there. Zach Tompkinson, and Argent comes away with it. Numbers now for the Snipers. They'll move it up. Thunderhill took his eye off it, able to gather it. He's going to try to elude a defender, does. Dumps it down low. Argent, top corner, beauty lean in. He picks the side, 4-1 power play goal for the Snipers. So you were just waiting for Ty Argent to stand and deliver. Of course, 43 total points. First of the playoffs and 14th goal all round. Off the draw. Bradenburg had it, runs under it now, pockets it. He'll curl back out. Just over 6 minutes to play. He'll find Ben Wittich. Wittich now will give way to Chayton King, and the King now will park himself on the half boards on the right side. Good crowd on hand here on this Saturday afternoon, as always here at Children's Arena. Playoff action here in the Arena Lacrosse League. That underhand stopped by Jackson Brown. He'll smother it and hold on to it, and Jeff Geddes now will look to work it up in the offensive end. Underhill will work him over. Alex Simons now. Quick zip pass across. They'll start half boards with Gilray on the right side. Gilray can't find anyone. Working across, Gareth Haig. Haig. Dipsy Doodle. Haig trying to turn the corner on Vern Hill. Vern Hill stays with him. Haig goes with a stiff arm, and too much pushing off will give it to the Snipers. And Mitch Zulian on the run, wasting no time. He'll tiptoe over the offensive line, and the Snipers will set it up. Under 5.5 to go here, opening quarter. Ross Hill, swing around. Longbow tried to fake that, and instead Jackson Brown will knock it down, get some help from his friends, and Strausser now will work it. Numbers 3-on-1 for the Outlaws. Dump over. Atwood, he's stopped by Dusty Hill. Chris Atwood from point blank. That doesn't happen too often either. Strausser going for a run. Getting worked over. Chandler Allen. Strausser gets taken down on the 4-yard line. First down going the other way for the Snipers as we're under 5 here opening quarter. Chayton King working half boards. He'll look to get some space to let that shot go as that's his spot. Trying to duck in. Good job Tompkinson keeping him out. That shot too high from Whitlow. And rebound picked up Chris Veltman. He's going to move it up one time. Farthing on the run. Farthing goes to the far side. Stopped by Dusty Hill. Rebound picked up. Bradenburg. He's been all over the defensive end. Great strip there and some help from Wittich. Wittich now over the timeline. He'll curl out and Bradenburg will flip. And here comes Josh Miller. And Whitlow tangled up in there, and that was a matter of time, as you saw. And they've been working Whitlow over the entire time as Ryan Haig's been up in his grill. And they're doing what they're trying to do, get under Whitlow's skin, throw him off his game. And you can see Whitlow, unfortunately, a little distracted, so apparently that tactic is working. So it looks like Whitlow's going to be the only one saddled with a penalty there. I thought there should be at least 3 penalties divvied out, at least maybe 2 coincidental roughings at the very least. So Whitlow's going to go for the illegal cross-check. That's going to give the Outlaws their first power play opportunity of this game. And Oshawa comes in ranked the 4th best power play unit. It looks like now the Snipers are going to take. I'm just trying to figure out how the Snipers are going to. So the Snipers come away saddled with 2 penalties, and no one from the Outlaws gets one in that skirmish. Seems a tad bit odd. But we'll leave that to the officials to sort out. So a 5-on-3 here. So it looks like there may have been an ejection. So Whitlow gets a dead ball foul, and there's an illegal cross-check. So it's a 5-on-3 here for the Outlaws. Wide open, and Gareth Haig makes good on the power play goal. So Haig with his second of the game. Cuts the deficit in half now. It's 4-2. So Whitlow will come out. Miller will stay in, and gives you an idea of the importance of staying out of the box for both teams. Special teams could be the difference in this game here. And with just over 4 minutes to go, we've seen that early on. Already 2 power play goals in this game. 1 for each team. Off the draw. Sugahara had it. Veltman flipped it over. Ryan Haig's going to scoop it up, work it to Veltman, and now 1 pass to Gareth over the timeline. So a minute and a half left in the second power play for the Outlaws, as they'll have St. John again working the top. And swinging around, everyone gets a touch. Atwood down on the crease. St. John turns the corner, tried to go far side, wide of the mark. That's going to be a violation. Possession belongs to the Snipers. And they'll look to burn some clock here with possession deep in the offensive end. Argent is going to dipsy doodle, try to work some time here. Niall Sear on him. Farthing lurking just beyond. 15 on the shot clock. Argent better heads up if he gets a step. Almost a great catch there by Ross Hill. Ross Hill shot right on. Shot clock winding down. Now Oshawa will bring it back. 40 seconds left in a man advantage. St. John, Murphy, Gilmore, Gilray. And filtering out there late is Simons. He'll work the top. They'll slide St. John into Gretzky's office. St. John, no look inside. Beauty fakes, but Dusty Hill coming up big and trying to flip that out, but good pressure. Simons with a chance, tucks it down low. We've got ourselves a 4-3 game back-to-back power play goals for the Outlaws. So Simons on the board with his first of the postseason. Of course, 28th goal of the year for him. Finished up with 53 points, impressive in itself. Just under 2.5 minutes to play here first quarter. And it's a one-goal game. So this certainly what we thought it would be. Sugihara off the draw. Big win there. He's going to take that down. Webb's going to work him over. Sugihara back to Dan Miller. Snipers now going to try to regroup, reset, and rethink what they're about to do on offense here. Thunderhill rolls off one defender. Had a notion, zips it across, finds the King. Chayton King gets a step. Trying to duck in. Blumberg's cut that right off right quick and close the door there as we head to the 2-minute warning in quarter number one. Haig, Gareth, working the left side. Has McNulty with him. Tries to duck in, kicks it out. Vern Hill jumps out on that, trying to get in the passing lane. Atwood gets hit as he lets that go. Gareth Haig scoops it up, tries to go for a dunk, but tried to roll it off Dusty Hill's back and in. Good attempt, but didn't work. Back comes Mike McLaughlin. He'll trot into the offensive end. McLaughlin looking for some assistance, finds it in Miller. Miller will swing it around to Ross Hill. Hill, underhand tee up, and a good shot there from Argent right on, though, as Jackson Brown made the save. Thunderhill working his own one-man pressure, and St. John now half boards in his spot. Looking to lean in. Chandler Allen, good strength, keeps St. John out. That was some good defensive work right there. That shot there by the con man. Ty Khan going to try to scoop and go. Ty Khan keeps knocking it around. Con man picks it up. Good job there. We're into the final minute. Dan Miller lets it go. Right off the chest, save Jackson Brown. Brown will look for an outlet. Little high. Gareth Haig handles that. And he'll work it in as the clock ticks down here. Final minute. Haig gets a screen from Gilmore. Kicks it out. That shot from way out from Simon is going to have to be closer, as flying in was Austin Murphy, but he checked that out. That's going up the other way, and that'll belong to the Snipers as they now with a chance here. So you're looking at about a 6-second differential shot and game clock here. So the Outlaws, with some good defense, will get a final possession. Argent will work it. Ross Hill ducks it. Hill tried to feather that in the short side. Nothing doing. Picked up Outlaws. That's going to be a timeout called by the Oshawa Outlaws with 19.9 seconds to play. We'll take a quick break. We will be back. Set to resume here after the Outlaws timeout. See what they've got diagrammed for this final possession here as Joe Hiltz on the whiteboard. And here we go here. Outlaws trying to pull even before the end of the quarter. They'll let it tick down. Game clock now down to 10. Here they go. Got to go to work. St. John. Quick pass, swing around. Atwood. He's going to step into a shot. Looking for St. John. Knocked down. Good defense. Chandler Allen works over St. John. St. John gets a step. Dumps it over and off the crossbar. So I don't even know how there was even an opportunity, but John St. John gave them one. 15 in the books. 4-3 Snipers back with the second. As we get set for second quarter action here at Children's Arena. Of course, final stats in from the regular season. Just to acknowledge, of course, some of the guys as we get ready to go here. We will do that throughout the broadcast. And off the draw, Sugihara. Sugihara gets a step. And Tagori trying to work him over. But Sugihara, one more time, valuable piece to this Six Nations puzzle as they go to work now on offense with Argent. Argent, quick swing on the interchange. Ross Hill steps in. That went bouncing off the crossbar, and a loft pass as Webb in the basket. But good transition defense from the Snipers as they close off that opportunity. Blumberg's now. He's going to set things up for Oshawa. He's got Argent on him. Blumberg gets a step. Good defensive rotation. Kick over. Quick shot, Murphy. And they're saying that might have been deflected, but not the case. It will belong to the Snipers. As again, once the ball touches any part of the mesh around the rink, a referee must touch it before the ball is in play. Swing around. Thunder looking across, finds Josh Miller, sticks laying down. Miller's shot wide, goes off the mesh. And once again, it'll come back here, and we go again with Millsap. Millsap trying to take advantage. That gets knocked down. Millsap weaves his way in. Great save, Dusty. Buckets, but the rebound is Josh Gilray. We're all tied 4-4. Good heads-up play by Josh Gilray. Never left the front of that net, and a fortuitous bounce landed right in the pocket, and a wide-open net as Dusty Hill made the initial save, but an easy goal for Gilray to tie things up here early in the second quarter. Just a reminder, of course, quarterfinal number 2, we'll see the Ohsweken Bears and the Whitby Steelhawks. Our fourth quarterfinal will go tomorrow at the Iroquois Lacrosse Arena on the Six Nations of the Grand River Reservation, and you saw Brown almost pop that in himself, as it will be the defending champion Toronto Monarchs taking on the Paris River Wolves. That will go at 2 p.m. tomorrow. In the meantime, between time, Gilmore is going to set things up. Look to that left side. They'll work at the St. John. St. John gets a step. Wide open. Now you're going to give the all-time leading goal scorer that kind of room. That's what'll happen. St. John on the board for the first time. First lead of the game for the Outlaws. Not sure, when I spoke to the Six Nations coaching staff prior to the game, one of the things they mentioned besides discipline, of course, and transition was keeping a close eye on John St. John, all-time leading point getter in the Arenalacrosseleague. And there you just saw him walk right in there untouched and beat Dusty Hill. That ball flipped up. So the Outlaws with some momentum now as they put together back-to-back goals, picked up their first lead of this game here with 13 minutes to go in the second quarter. Back to work on offense. Blumbergs, he'll swing it around. Haig. Gareth Haig, 7 on the shot clock. Wittich on him. Haig bounces off. Wittich works him over. Good defense there. Haig undetermined, and going to be a penalty as Gareth Haig, with a whole lot of yeoman work, did a good job to draw a penalty, and I'm not sure if it'll be a legal cross-check or a high stick, one of the two. So Gareth Haig was not going to be denied on that play. Guys were crying for a high stick, but Haig was halfway on his knees, so can't call a high stick in that case. So Wittich will go. Outlaws, third power play of this game. They're 2 for 2 with the man advantage, and you got to figure if you're wearing an orange jersey, the best thing would be to stay out of the penalty box. Because once this Outlaw team starts rolling, They're going to be tough to stop. So Atwood's at the top here, St. John, Gilmore on the left side, Simons and Gilray on the right. Familiar power play unit for these Outlaws. That pass, McLaughlin will knock it down. Gilmore couldn't get a clean. Quick pass up the middle. Vredenberg, short-handed. Vredenberg off the post. Vern Hill there to keep it in the offensive end. He's going to tiptoe around and try to work some clock here as a golden opportunity in transition for the Snipers, but able to beat Jackson Brown, but not the iron. Under a minute and a half here to kill. Ross Hill, one-on-one on Atwood. You got to know that Atwood probably not the strongest defender you're going to see, and a good save Jackson Brown on a shot from Vern Hill. And now the Outlaws will take their time and regroup with a minute 10 left in a man advantage. Same usual suspects out there as Atwood will remain at the top. St. John slides down behind the net in a very comfortable position for that facilitator. Simons steps into one. That's why he's a master facilitator, but they're calling in the crease. So Gilray had a toe in the crease, so no goal, the call there. And possession will belong to the Snipers. Officials right on the play there to call that, and again, doesn't have to be creased by the player with the ball. Any offensive player. Longboat looking for some room. He'll swing it around. Whitlow, 35 seconds left in a man short. Thunderhill trying to go to the bounce to play the carom. Whitlow had filtered over, but Longboat now has it. He drops it right where he stands, and the Outlaws now with 28 seconds left in the power play will try to capitalize here, leading by one. Simons filter out late, and all things stay the same here. 15 on the shot clock. Gilmore dumps down. St. John, that was a beauty. John St. John picks up third power play goal of the game for the Outlaws, and they now lead this one 6-4, second of the game for St. John. So I tell you, the beauty of John St. John is you never see the same shot twice. If he takes an overhand and it's stopped, the next shot you'll see is a sidearm. Quick release, change it, go to an underhand. He'll change corners, work the release point. That's just what he does. Off the draw, Snipers intercept that as Ryan Haig doing a good job on Sugihara in the draw. But it's been a while. 3 unanswered by the Outlaws have given them a 2-goal lead here. Snipers going to need a little something. Work it behind the net. After a red-hot start, they seem to be a bit sluggish now. Chayton King, he's got to get going. The Kings bounce shot steered aside by Brown and out of play. Fresh 30 for the Snipers here as they go back to work on offense. They'll work it around to Thunderhill. Tries to duck in. Good defense there, gets some help. Argent working with him. Danton Miller, swing around to the King. King has room, that's his shot. Right on, stopped by Brown. Picked up Bloomberg's. He does a good job to reverse pivot. He'll look to duck by another defender over the timeline. They got numbers. 3-on-2 Outlaws. Outlaws rolling in. Bloomberg's tried to go 5-hole. Dusty Bottles closed that up, but outlet pass questionable either way. Jordan Michael bail him out. And now the Snipers will look to go to work on offense. Sear working over Mike Hard. The Thunder. Left side. Geddes on him. Quick swing. Rolling in and taking that shot was Josh Miller, and a chance now for Tagore. Josh Tagore with all day, all night, back of the net, full flight. 7-4 for the Outlaws. Bounces just seem to be going the way of the Oshawa Outlaws as Josh Tagore with a gift picks up his first postseason goal. Finished the season with 10 points overall, so that tells you when you get something from the X Factor. And looks like with a 7-4 lead, the Six Nations Snipers are going to call timeout. We'll take a quick break. So we'll see after the Snipers timeout with just under 9.5 to go here in the second quarter. The Oshawa Outlaws have come to life here with 4 goals in this quarter to take a 7-4 lead. Snipers have been locked on 4, haven't scored yet this quarter. So the defense by the Outlaws, highly motivated right now. Snipers, skip pass. Danton Miller looks to step in. Miller tried to go up top. Still has it there. Danton Miller, some great work. Gets it to Whitlow. Fresh 30 now for the Snipers. Mike McLaughlin out there for insurance. He'll retreat, and they'll get another Hill out. Argent will filter over to that left side. Miller, Hill off the crossbar. Argent will get the rebound. Another clock. Good job on the loose balls by the Snipers here. Webb and Argent, no goal. So I think he just ran out of real estate there, as a good job by Webb. Gave him just enough of a push there to push him right to that crease. Haig now will wait for the rest of the Oshawa offense to find its way out there. Swinging around to Murphy. Murphy looking to turn the corner. Murphy sidearm stop, Dusty Hill. Hill now. Remember, Children's Arena, low ceiling, so Dusty Hill doesn't have that advantage to loft those great fast breakaway passes that he can do. You got to keep it on a line. Longboat lets it go. That's up and into the rafters. Possession will belong to the Outlaws as they'll take it up the other way. And Sear now with Vern Hill on him. Sear gets rid of it quickly, and Atwood now will settle it down to St. John. So the Outlaws have looked like the veteran team. They weathered the early storm by the Snipers, but have since regrouped and have become a lot more composed. Gilmore leans in, and a great save, Dusty Hill. Jordan Mike gonna have to work for it. He's got Atwood. Jordan Mike and Atwood jumping in the rush. Vern Hill to the side, and it's off the post. So another post, and back the other way's Farthing. Farthing zips it across. Gilray picks the corner. Beauty pass, Farthing to Gilray in transition. 8-4 for the Outlaws. Just a good job of finding your teammate by Mark Farthing. Gilmore with his first of the postseason. Funny how things work. You had the Snipers with an opportunity. They ring it off the crossbar, and the Outlaws play the carom, have numbers back the other way, and they pocket it in transition. So funny game. It only takes a bounce here or there, and in the blink of an eye, it's a 4-goal lead now for Oshawa. Argent zips it. Thunderhill, bring the thunder, bring the rain. On the board, 66, it's 8-5. You look at Thunderhill, he jumped on late, and you thought, well, he's on his wrong stick side, and he's not going to be able to be accurate with that. But if you know anything about the Hill brothers, you know they play each hand equal. And he was able to tee that off, even though it was on the right side, left-handed shot to find the mark. So they put a halt to that 4-goal run by the Outlaws, and off the draw, Ryan Haig has done an outstanding job, and it's Argent now with a chance. Flip, great grab, Wittich. Good stick check, though, by Tagore. Zipped out, Whitlow, shot, great save, Jackson Brown. He did the splits on that baby, Argent. So the Snipers now look a tad bit more motivated here as they look to curl out. Dan Miller will swing it around. Josh Miller. Sorry, that's Roddy Squire. Rowdy Roddy out there now on offense. Working that right side, and Dan Miller laying down the lumber. And despite all the crying, what will happen with 6:46 to go is we will take our officials' timeout. Resume play here. It's never a dull moment, I tell you, in the stands here at Children's Arena. Everyone's an analyst, let's say, and an official, and a general observer, we will say. And Vern Hill with the theft almost picked the pocket. Is if you don't know Vern Hill, you better keep your hands on your valuables because he'll swipe them. That's what he does. St. John. Backhand inside, had Haig wide open, but tough pass handle. Jordan Mike now. Quick pass ahead. on the move. Negro, and he rings it off the iron, gets his own rebound through the crease. We'll give it back to Jeff Geddes and the Outlaws. Geddes, long strides over the line. He'll pull up short, send it over, and there's going to be too many on the floor. And you can look right here and see, and we all know my count is questionable as it is, but I counted 6. So the Snipers are going to go on power play, just their second power play of the game. They're 1 for 1. So a chance here to close this gap now, trailing by 3. So Argent's at the top. You got Longboat and Hill on the left side. Whitlow with some room. Whitlow steps in, stopped by Jackson Brown. Sorry, that was Josh Miller, not Whitlow. My apologies, as Tompkinson now has St. John. Dangerous situation. St. John, give and go. Tompkinson with the gone and went through the crease. And possession now to the Snipers. Golden opportunity, shorthanded there for Oshawa. Not able to capitalize. Under a minute and a half to go now in the power play for the Snipers. Whitlow. Whitlow's got to be crafty here and tries to go to the backhand, and not the worst thing he could try, but legging things up now. Webb with a chance. Webb goes 5-hole for the shorty. Nick Webb with and that pop that you heard might have been someone's back from the Snipers, because that is a backbreaker, shorthanded. And it's a 9-5 game, so you talk about taking advantage of opportunities. That's what the Outlaws have done here in this first half. And the Snipers have had some lapses now, hence the reason they're now down by 4 off the draw. Sugihara. Seems like Ryan Haig, the only one really to give Sugihara some issues in that face-off circle. Dan Miller now is going to work with Argent on the left side. Thunder's going to bring it. He's going to stay at the top of the interchange. They'll work it now. Whitlow's going to have to be more aggressive. Less fakes, more aggressive. Thunder zips it across. Argent. Kick it back out. Whitlow had that knocked down. Veltman does a good job. Argent scoops it, but they run out of time on the shot clock with 36 seconds left in the penalty. We're under 5 to go here in this opening half. Tompkinson. He's going to have to work it. Great stick check there, and that's just some great work as Argent with the theft, and that's going to be an 8-second count. Give it back to the Snipers. So see if they can build on that good defensive play there and close the gap. 15 left in the penalty. Whitlow on the move. Thunder has room. Zips that one wide. Danton Miller went off the crossbar. So that's at least 3 crossbars, 2 posts in this first half for the Snipers. So certainly Jackson Brown's best friend are the 3 that surround him. Miller, skip. Miller to Miller. Penalty over now. Team's back to full strength. Danton Miller had that one knocked away, and it was checked. So Thunderhill racing with Niall Sear. Sear. Thunder's going to get that race around. Sear on his back. They're going to move it up now. Mitch Zulian puts on the Jets. Pass ahead. Josh Miller outworked by Millsap. Millsap now returns it. Good speed the other way. St. John, one to beat. He'll lean in. Zulian, good job there. Kicked out. Vern Hill's going to play that carom. Vern Hill with Veltman there. Has Jayden King filter in the back. Jayden King stopped. Oh, Jackson Brown. And Brown will gather that rebound and a quick outlet to Millsap. End to end we go. Some good defense, some better goaltending. Both ends. Manning the 4x4, these 2 netminders. Outlaws will set it up. St. John surveys, kicks it over Murphy. Give and go Atwood, wasn't expecting it. St. John tries to shovel. That's wide of the mark. Vradenberg now is going to get it and go. Vradenberg. Wrong stick side, and probably could have taken advantage of Atwood on defense. Didn't think of it. He'll pull it out now as we hit the 3-minute mark here, first half. Duck it, Whitlow, one-handed, and he almost had one beauty highlight goal there. But real estate at a premium, and now the Outlaws. Out late was McNulty. Instead, Blumbergs with a good overhand bounce splits the 5-hole, 10-5 Outlaws. Austin Blumbergs picks up his first of the postseason. Had a fine season, finished up with 17 goals, 12 assists. And he gets a good one there as Dusty Hill is going to make the dash, and it looks like Dylan Sprintz is going to have to hustle up to get his gear on. As the Snipers are going to make a goaltending change. So no fault. Dusty Hill certainly didn't have the start he had the first half last week against Paris. That's just the life of a netminder. So Sprentz will come in, and with 2:42 to play, Outlaws with a 10-5 lead here. Back to work, and it's Ryan Haig. So Sugihara is going to have to make some adjustments at half. And now Haig, flip back, McNulty. Nothing doing, zips it back out. Gilray will bring it over to the right side. Chandler Allen on him. Screen comes, looking for the roll. Backhand isn't a good one to Simons. Ball loose, Wittich now. He's going to look up, and he finds Vredenberg. And this is where the Snipers have to be more aggressive, take advantage of their transition opportunities, and not necessarily work it in the half court each and every time. We're headed to the 2-minute warning now, first half. Back door, quick shot by Ross Hill. That one wide of the mark. Rebound, Thunder. He'll skip it across. Underhand, Whitlow right on, stop Jackson Brown. And he'll dig it out of his pad, and the Outlaws will go to work the other way. So Oshawa has tightened up their defense here in this second quarter. They've only given up one goal here, and they have been good. Atwood gets a screen. That doesn't work in any league, and that's going to be close to a delay of game. Lucky they let that one fly. And now Wittich. And they're going to bring it all the way back, and not quite sure what the issue was there. So Mike McLaughlin now will leg it up, and he'll move it. Whitlow to Thunder. Thunder Hill now, left side. Rolls off one. Longboat swing around. Whitlow too casual, and it's picked up now, and it's going to be Webb. Webb has been the difference here. Nick Webb. Standing tall, he is right now the X factor. Second of the game for Webb, and you would have liked to seen Wes Whitlow, who seems to be off his game here, put forth a little more effort on that drop ball, and not quite sure what's going on there as Whitlow's headed to take a breather, and Sugihara in the meantime, between time, is going to keep on playing. He pulls his way in. Tagori does a good job to let him utilize his own weight against him, and now Veltman will move it up. St. John into the final minute. Gets a screen. What a duck in. Oh, St. John. Talk to me now. Give it to me straight, doctor. That was a beauty. St. John. Oh, my. Talk about stopping on a dime and parking it on the money one more time. Third goal of the game, and you knew playoff time. John St. John was going to, if he has to shoulder the load of the team, he will. And he's doing that right now. With 56.4 seconds left, it's a 12-5 game. So what was the first quarter certainly wasn't the second, as the Outlaws have spread the gap here, and it's going to be a whole lot of work for these Snipers to battle back here. Outlaws working. Mitch Zulian, no, the speedster. St. John trying to chase him. Zulian, three guys, goes to the backhand. Great save, Jackson Brown, and Mitch Zulian pulled that rabbit out of his hat. Unfortunately, a good save by Jackson Brown as he read that, and now the Outlaws are going to try to hold here for the final shot. Game and shot clock pretty much matched up. Gareth Haig takes that one from way out. It sits there, and Gilray almost scooped it up. Zipped across at Vern Hill. Time running out. Jordan Mike. Mike shot, and what a save. Jackson Brown at the buzzer. 30 in the books at Children's Arena. 12-5 for the home side. We'll be back with the third quarter. All locked and loaded for second half action as we get ready to begin the third. It's been the tale of two quarters for these two teams as the Six Nations Snipers came out red hot, led 4-3 after one. But the second quarter belonged to the Outlaws. They outscored the Snipers 9-1 and have now taken a 12-5 lead here. So it's going to take a whole lot for these Snipers now. A good start there as they'll open with possession here in the third. But they've got a bit of a mountain to climb with the home side Outlaws holding this large lead. Ty Argent now will look to kick off his team here in the second half, see who has jump in their step, who's got a little pep, who doesn't. Quick pass there, see if Wes Whitlow can get on track. That's a good bounce shot off the post. That will stay right here. So it's going to be important as Whitlow not out there. It's Josh Miller and Ross Hill. And we'll keep an eye out and see if that's the case. Big piece to the puzzle for the Snipers. Argent gets some room. Argent, quick shot. Jackson Brown has been outstanding here in the first two quarters. And he now will hold court. They'll look to move it up in a hurry with Simons. Simons, Vern Hill causing some trouble. Gareth Haig, good shovel up to St. John. Haig looking for the give and go. Nothing doing. Gilray. First offensive possession of this third quarter. Zulian does a great job reaching over to touch someone. Good hands, though, to keep that by Simons. And now that underhand from Haig, right on. Good save. Haig will pick it up, has it knocked away. Good job by St. John to gather it. Chandler Allen now playing some defense. That one almost knocked down. And now the Snipers counter, and here they come the other way. Hess has Vern Hill. Hess goes down low, wide of the mark. Rebound Karams, and great job by Thunder Hill. But instead, it's going to be Sear that's going to pick that up. Thunder's going to try to create enough of a distraction. They'll pull out, and Austin Murphy will set things up with the offense for the Outlaws. So the Snipers come out with some jump, but the Outlaws have the answer so far. McNulty's shot knocked down. Crazy Karam Atwood goes to the underhand, looking top corner. Nothing doing there, and shot clock violation will give possession to the Snipers now, and Mike McLaughlin. McLaughlin will give way, and now Josh Miller will go to work. Miller gets a screen and roll, wide open. Ross Hill, and what a scoop save there by Jackson Brown has closed the 4x4 and moves it up to Sear. Sear will avoid Argent, get it to St. John. He'll settle it down, gets a step on Vredenberg. Vredenberg, great recovery there. St. John will look over McNulty. They'll keep it on the left side. Room on the right. Gilray, skip pass. Haig had it knocked down. Shovel looking for McNulty. No room there. Quick pass into Gilray. Good defense. Snipers close up shop, and it's Vredenberg now. No numbers, so he'll pull up, wait for some assistance. And the Snipers now will set up their offense with Longboat. Just over 12 minutes to go here in the third. Ross Hill. Skip quick underhand release by Thunder. Right on as Jackson Brown is on his game. Tagori. Gilmore. He'll set it up half boards. Dangerous pass handled neatly by Atwood. And they'll skip it across to the right. On the move. Stepping into one is Alex Simons. He finds the mark. The Outlaws continue to roll on. Second of the game for Simons. He came in with 53 points. So an outstanding regular season 13-5 lead for the Outlaws. And just a reminder, of course, second half of our quarterfinal doubleheader has the Ohsweken Bears taking on the top seed Whitby Steelhawks. Of course, Whitby losers of just one game this season, and that was a late second loss to these Oshawa Outlaws. So that will be an interesting game tomorrow. The final quarterfinal will have the defending champion Toronto Monarchs on the road against the Paris River Wolves. And of course, the winner of each game will advance to our Final Four weekend next weekend. The Brampton Express have booked their ticket with a win over the Peterborough Timbermen. And now these two teams here, a mountain to climb for the Snipers, looking for that second invite to next weekend's Final Four. Whitlow back out there. See if he's settled for the final 15. Whitlow surveys, ducks in. Whitlow, backhand try wide of the mark. That goes up and into the gondola off the rafters. Possession belongs now to the Outlaws. So Geddes with the inbounds. He'll work it up. Gareth Haig now with Vern Hill on him. Haig was falling down anyway as he took a check from Bradenburg. Vern Hill now will work it up over the timeline. Miller stays disciplined. Dunk attempt, and coming up crease was Thunderhill, and a quick outlet pass to Farthing. Farthing will leave it. Gilmore will run under it, and he'll handle it at the top. Offense set up now, commanding lead for these Outlaws. St. John, a little late on that pass to Gilmore. Loose, Murphy will pick that up. Dump it back down. Gilmore goes for a dive, but he started on that white line, and Squire right there to make sure that he takes no liberties. Now Chayton King does a good job to hang on to the stick as Blumberg's with some chopping going on there. Lumberjack, and a good job to hang on to that. Ross Hill, skip pass to Thunder. Thunder isolated, trying to duck in on Veltman. Couldn't get a whole lot on it. Stop, rebound scooped up by the King. He goes down, he coughs it up, and the Outlaws now with a chance. Strocher works it across. Tagore! And I won't say Tagore because it wasn't, but guess who? Nick Webb, one more time. He has been the recipient. His third of the game has changed the complexion here. 14-5 for the Outlaws. So Jake Strocher gets the assist on that, a transition marker for the Outlaws, and they seem to be rolling on all cylinders here. And what was working for the previous three games for the Snipers, not so much here today. Scrum behind the Oshawa net. It ends up in the crease, picked up, and Outlaws now on the move. Noah Millsap, he'll get it up. Now it's Veltman. Veltman puts on the brakes, and he'll zip it across. McNulty will work the give and go with St. John. John St. John, work it down. Give and go too late as Wittich was all over St. John. And violation will give it back to the Snipers. Whitlow, he'll set it up. And you can see their game plan, Oshawa's game plan at the beginning was try to throw Whitlow off his game. And so far, mission accomplished here as Whitlow goes to the overhand. Good shot right off the Mellon, gets his own rebound. Great reverse pivot. Fakes the shovel, curls back, gets it to Josh Miller. He'll swing it around. Danton, underhand from way too far out to beat Jackson Brown. He has been outstanding, and now Jeff Geddes on the roll, gets it ahead to Haig. Ryan will give way to Gareth now, and it's St. John. Gareth spins off Chandler Allen, good recovery. Kickoff wide open. Simons with the twister from point blank, and he beats Sprints. Alex Simons adding to his total. He's got 3 in this game, and the Oshawa Outlaws have picked a fine time to play some of their best lacrosse here. Not quite sure what we've got going on with the game clock there, as we're going to have another goaltending change. So Dusty Hill's going to come back in. Dylan Sprints out. And we'll see if Dusty Bottles has a little more success here against this offensive juggernaut in Oshawa. And off the draw, Sugihara wins one. Bradenburg now. Chase back out. Strosser doing a good job defensively. They'll move it to the left side, and Argent chased around, marked tight by Webb. Webb has played great defensively. Beauty flip, and Thunderhill. So finally the Snipers work some offense, and Thunderhill pockets his second of the game, but more importantly, it at least momentarily stops the bleeding for the Snipers, as the Outlaws have just been on a roll here now, and it's a 15-6 game with 7 minutes to play here in this third quarter. Be tough to play 15-minute quarters and it being 17 minutes left. So pardon my counter one more time. Sugihara wrapped up as it gets taken away from him. Ryan Haig with a flyby, good flip. Josh Miller shot right on, and that could have been a big momentum changer there, but Jackson Brown closed it off, and now Tagore in the offense will set up with Gilmore. Under 7 to go here, third quarter. Gilmore. Gilray, that's going to be a penalty delayed, going to come to the Snipers, and looks like it is going to be Riley Hess, the guilty party. So with that said, that will take us to our officials' timeout and give us a chance to thank some of our sponsors, of course, Belco Construction, Classics to Customs Auto Body, Little Buffalo Gas, Guaranteed Glass and Tint, Nitro 54 Racing, Aero Express Sports, Audible Difference, Wellings Auto Service, and of course, never to be forgotten, Hills Custom Coffins. You're allowed to come visit, but you cannot stay. Quick break, we'll be back. So back at it as the Outlaws set to go on their fourth power play of this game. They are 3 for 3 with the man advantage, and they have maximized every opportunity they've had so far in this game. Same power play unit out there. And a good quick stick attempt, but a great save by Dusty Hill as McNulty point blank. St. John work it back and through the crease. So possession to the Snipers, and Mike McLaughlin now will look to zip that up, and he does. Gets it over to Argent, one-on-one. Ty Argent, quick shot wide, rebound. Vradenburg, and he rings it off the iron. So chances aplenty for the Snipers, but not able to find that mesh, only the iron. Minute 20 now here to burn for the Snipers. And with under 6 minutes to go, can't afford to give up another goal. Trailing here by 9. Thunder has room, changes the angle, but a good job and a good adjustment made by Brown. Quick outlet pass, Tompkinson ahead to Atwood. Atwood now. He'll head over to his stick side, or he'll remain at the top. St. John and Gilmore again on that right. Murphy and Gilray, on the left. Gilmore and Murphy on the right. So Atwood will slide. That's his spot. Quick stick and a beauty slide over Dusty Hill. His outlet pass knocked down, but it's picked up. Chandler Allen's going to leg it. 30 seconds left in the man short. Quick pass. Argent. He's going to curl out of that. And he'll look now, try to create some space. Ty Argent 1-on-1. Millsap on him. Veltman there for some help. Argent, he's slippery, I tell you, but a good solid cross-checker too. Argent gets some room. Ducks back, gets the shot on. Rebound, Whitlow down there. Whitlow scoops it up. Whitlow with a tricky pass. That's going to be a violation, but a good idea. Just poor execution. And Atwood's going to jump on that, and the Outlaws now will set things up as the penalty over now. Teams back to 5 aside. On the curl, Simons, good save and another good chance. Beauty finish there as jumping all over that, Austin Murphy to find the mark. Former league MVP, championship MVP, Austin Murphy. And he has fit in nicely to this picture for the Outlaws this season, although he's only been here a handful of games. So the lead back to 10 for the Outlaws. We're under 4.5 to go here in the third. Off the draw, Vradenberg. So Sugihara has battled back, made a good adjustment there in that circle. And now Danton Miller, who's been quiet in this game, will work it over. Time for the Snipers to make some adjustments. Danton Miller trying to work his way in, peels back out, kicks it out, Longboat. Swing around, Josh Miller. Miller looking for Chayton King instead, Danton Miller. Beauty job, quick underhand, stopped. And waving at it, good job Longboat, he'll step in. Longboat has room, Longboat dumps it over. Thunderhill had to duck, that's how hard that pass was. Longboat looking again, Karam, and body language saying the Snipers are not doing well as that one a easy bounce, and it's Gareth Haig that runs under that one. Vern Hill read that. Gilray, great execution, wide open. Great save, Dusty Hill. Rebound scooped up. And now the Snipers going to look to move it up under 3.5 to go. Negro hesitates, goes strong. Negro tries to go in, but he gets stripped. And Brown's going to gather that. And a one pass will send away Geddes. Geddes will find Atwood. Atwood will work that. St. John, and St. John has some room. He ducks in now. Mike, good job on the recovery. St. John backhand pass looking for Haig. That one gets knocked down. Here come the Snipers now looking to counter. Under 3 minutes to go. Hess. Murphy on him. That pops loose. Ross Hill, though, able to get that back. Underhand, probably the right shot. Just wasn't able to get it down, and taking him out was Tompkinson. Ball loose, and a good job to pick that up, and Tagori's off to the races. Looking for some help, puts on the brakes, takes one from Vradenberg, but Simons now will settle it down. They'll create some space, 2.5 to go, third quarter. Haig, Vern Hill chasing him. Gareth Haig, that telegraphed that flip, but it worked out okay as McNulty looking for Gilray. McLaughlin's going to battle him. McLaughlin's going to roll off one, and he's going to move it up over the timeline. Mike McLaughlin, he's going to sight that trailer. Argent the trailer, and a good job by Atwood to knock that down. And Whitlow picks it up. They'll settle it up now with Danton Miller at the top. We're into the 2-minute warning here, third quarter. Outlaws have not broken stride here in this game. Ross Hill looking for that top corner. Not sure why. You got to go back to the bounce shot. That's what worked. That one skims the rafters, goes netminder to netminder. Dusty Hill is going to go for a run. Sear has his stick hooked up in there. Dusty Bottles does a good job to get it out. Great work by Argent. Plays the carom to himself. Ty Argent going to work around, peel around on the curl. Thought about it, but 1-on-3, a lot for anyone to ask for, and Thunderhill will pull it out. Quick shot, Thunderhill right on as the shot clock buzzer goes. Argent peeled that out right on the stick, and Argent finds the mark. So something positive for the Snipers. Ty Argent with his second of the game, and that's the thing. The goalie has to keep his stick on top of the ball. You can't put your stick on it and then let it up. A guy can take it. So you have to keep it smothered, and Jackson Brown did not keep it smothered. That's why the goal was allowed. So some of the officiating crew outside of the carpet felt like the ball wasn't blown in, that it was blown up but not in, and it probably should have been a dead ball at the time. Either way, can't argue with that. Either way, we're into the final 40 seconds here. Oshawa's going to try to extend this lead here. St. John gets a step, 5 in the shot clock. What a weave. Oh, St. John, an opportunity there. Picks up the penalty on the slash, as just one of the great things that John St. John brings to the table offensively, his ability to facilitate, but knowing when to take it, draw a penalty, as Rowdy Roddy's going to go for 2, and the Outlaws are going to go on another power play. 3 for 4 with the man advantage here. 25 seconds left in the game clock. So if they don't score here, they'll carry this power play into the third, but they have been very efficient, and this is where we have to make sure things stay tight. Atwood dumps it down. Dusty Hill, great save there. And like to argue that cause for Ty Khan, but the bottom line is a slash is a slash. Doesn't matter if it happens with 5.8 seconds left. And with more lip, Ty Khan's going to get another one on top of that. Squire's going to continue to jaw. And this is how the whole thing comes unraveled right here, as another penalty up on the board. So depending on what they called, if they're discussing what the third penalty would be, it could potentially be a penalty shot here for the Outlaws. We'll see if the officials getting together. You see Mac Abbott and Kyle Coulter having a discussion. In a penalty shot, looks like there has been an ejection as well. So you can see that Ty Khan continues to chirp, and either way, you can chirp all you want. Going to be a penalty shot here, and if you're the Snipers, you're certainly not helping the cause. You're certainly not helping the cause as far as it goes with a comeback here. So, and why not give Nick Webb the chance? He's been red hot. He's pocketed 3 in transition here today. So he'll be going head-to-head against Dusty Hill. So going to be someone else in the box. And Webb is going to be the guy. So Nick Webb, Dusty Hill, one-on-one. And he squeaks it in off the pad. So Dusty Hill guessed right. Nick Webb made it happen for his 4th of the game. And it's 17-7, so still a whole lot of work to do, and Snipers are going to have to show some dignity here and some class and play tough here. 5.8 seconds left. Sugahara battling, and that's going to do it. 3 quarters have come to an end. 17-7 in favor of the home side Outlaws. We will be back with the 4th. Set to go here for the final 15 minutes. The Oshawa Outlaws with a commanding 17-7 lead over the Six Nations Snipers with a 15 minutes away from booking their ticket to next weekend's Final Four and join the Brampton Express. There, of course, following this one, the Ohsweken Bears, the number 8 seed, go up against the top seed, Whitby Steelhawks. And then tomorrow, the playoff picture will be complete with, as you see, Gareth Haig doing his thing, and a beauty there, another power play goal. Tomorrow, of course, should be an outstanding matchup. Defending champion Toronto Monarchs in tough against the Paris Riverwolves. Two teams that have sort of gone in different directions. Toronto playing their best lacrosse in the last final 3 games of the season. Paris, of course, struggling, having dropped 4 heading into the playoffs. So the same scenario was here today with the Snipers winning 3 straight and the Outlaws dropping 3, but whatever it was a well-done adjustment made by the coaching staff of the Outlaws, and they've got their team running on all cylinders. So 1:10 left in the second minor. Whitlow ducks in, and too many on the floor as 2, 4, 5, and when you're short one, that's an easy count. So the Snipers will add another to the penalty box one more time, and sure, there's still plenty of time left in this quarter, but when you look at the momentum and the body language from both these two teams, it's clear who's winning and who isn't. And the Outlaws are going to be very methodical about working on the power play, and they will just look to add to their totals. Haig's got 3 already, and that was through the crease. Will give possession to the Snipers. 50, just under a minute to go in the first penalty, as McLaughlin will race up working with Julian. Julian had that one knocked down, gathered it back as Sear got a stick on it. Julian's going to try to create some space and duck through, and he's got some good moves. Julian peels out, kicks it out. Danton Miller, 10 on the shot clock. Thunder, nowhere to go. He'll roll, but he's tricky. I tell you, his hills are tricky. Got the shot off and on, but an easy save for Jackson Brown, who has been super tight, allowing just 7 goals up to this point. Well, his team has tallied 18. So Veltman will be the safety. They'll work it. Atwood on the crease. Simons interchange. Haig looking in the middle there as he didn't like his treatment. Kept Jordan Mike's stick under the arm, and beauty pass to from Dusty Hill, but Ty Khan couldn't come away with it. Atwood does with 40 seconds left in a man advantage. Atwood, that's his spot. Good zip across on the skip. Looking to create space. St. John. Skip to skip. Simon shot right on. Good save by Dusty Hill, but Gareth Haig does a great job to dig that out and give his team 30 more to work with. Under 12 and a half. 10 seconds left in the penalty. Atwood will swing it around. You can see Atwood changes the angle, steered aside. Karam goes right to St. John. No reset. And a quick stick finish beauty by McNulty. So another power play goal, 5th power play goal of the game for the Outlaws. That's just McNulty's first of this game. He's chipped in other ways, of course, as this has been a team effort, complete team effort, possibly the best team effort of the season for these Outlaws, although they had a couple of tight wins early in the season. Recently, this is the best that they have played. They seem to be finding that chemistry again. Underhand, stopped by Brown. Brown now will step out of that crease and look to zip it up. He's running out of time. He'll go off the rafters and will stay right here. So Argent. And this is where, if you're the Snipers, you play the entire game. You play it as well as you can, and that one off the post by Danton Miller, and that seems to be the common theme here in this game. Anytime the Snipers with an opportunity, they just come up a little bit short, and the Outlaws capitalize at the other end. Zulian zips it across. Ross Hill was looking for Danton Miller. Longboat trying to track it down. He does, kicks it. Danton Miller's shot right on, and it finds the mark. So where almost the exact same place Danton Miller rung it off the iron, this time he slips it under the bar to pick it up. 19-8 the score. Danton's first of the game, and you know the challenges that these coaches have each and every week in the Arena Lacrosse League. Of course, a 14-game regular season. Then it's a single elimination come playoff time. And Sugihara, he'll peel out. Great job on his part. He's had a fine season, his best in the Arena Lacrosse League by far. Chayton King, first time he's gotten that shot off, as save made by Jackson Brown. Thunderhill's going to hover, and they're going to have to hurry to get it over the timeline as they zip it across. And just like everything working, Dusty Hill, good save on Gilmore, up and out of play. But that has been indicative of the entire game. If it's a odd bounce, it seems to find an Outlaw stick. And with 10.5 to go, you can see the Outlaws just going to be smart. Gilmore able to walk in, but that bouncer stopped by Hill. And a quick pass up to McLaughlin. Vern Hill on the doorstep. Vern Hill turns and stopped by Jackson Brown. And now a quick pass. Sears going to try to run under it, and he'll scoop it up on a 3-hop. That one, I guess someone was looking for Joe Hiltz, and that's going to have to be touched by an official before it's in play. I don't know, Joe Hiltz, a fine lacrosse player in his day, probably would have been able to handle that one. Brother Jerry was better, but we'll leave that one alone as Danton Miller trying to create some space. Longboat, wrong stick side, right on. Good pad save made. And now quick pass will send away the Outlaws. Millsap, he'll think better of it because they don't have to worry about time. It's on their side. Strocher will work it. This is where you got to be careful. You don't want any injuries. You don't want any suspensions if you're the Outlaws and you want to see another game, which would be next week, semifinals. Of course, the semifinal action. Great save, Dusty Brown on a backhand bullet from St. John. Everything, the rest of the playoffs is Gilray with an easy walk in to pocket another for the Outlaws. His second of the game. Of course, the semifinals will be next weekend at the Toronto Rock Athletic Center in Oakville. 2 semifinal games on the Saturday, followed by the Sunday Arena Lacrosse League, the All Cup Championship, which will take place next weekend. Oshawa Outlaws just over 9 minutes away from booking their ticket. The Brampton Express will be there. Whitlow, beauty pass, Argent off the crossbar. And back the other way, you blinked, and it looks like Farthing had a notion, but a good job on his part to not have to worry. Oshawa not in need of goals right now. They just need to kill some time. Zulian over and backs the call. So Mitch Zulian will race under that, and you could see Mark Farthing highly motivated. Another post for the Snipers as that goes up and out of play. We'll stay right here. Thunderhill, as Farthing did a good job there to get out of the way of his netminder, as that one off the rafters will go up the other way and allow Jackson Brown to see that shot cleanly. So that's just a good piece of veteran mental preparation there, as he made sure His netminder could see the ball. Gilray working the right side. Skips it across, but in traffic, and swiper, no swiping. Vernhill comes away with it up to Vredenberg. Vredenberg, there's no sense pulling it out now. You're down 100. Switch hands, Vernhill. That one steered aside by Jackson Brown. He'll pick that up, and a quick pass will move up Gilray. Gilray wide open down there. Austin Murphy, and that's too many on the floor by the Outlaws. So you had to wonder why Austin Murphy was so wide open down there with no one near him, and it was still a 5-on-5 situation over here. You got to give the Oshawa Outlaws credit. That's just their third penalty in this game. And they have been very disciplined, and that has been the difference. They have given up a shorthanded, they have not given up. They've got 5 power play goals. The Snipers have a power play goal and have given up a shorthanded marker. So Thunderhill, Argent, Whitlow at the top. Ross Hill, and that one just barely grazes that top corner. So a power play goal for the Snipers. Cuts the lead to 11 now with just over 7.5 to go, fourth quarter. Off the draw, Zulian with Webb on him, and I tell you, Webb has played one fine game. Geddes goes airborne, and he'll wait. Jeff Geddes has put together a fine performance here as he has been rock solid. Simon, zip it across. Gilmore, good fake to create space here, and you can see the Outlaws now just watching that clock tick down. That pass intercepted by Zulian, ahead to Argent in the basket. Ty Argent puts on the air brakes. Over and stopped as Negro had an opportunity, but Jackson Brown has been dynamite here in this game, and quick pass up ahead as Murphy will pull it out. Haig will take the shot, not worried about the clock, obviously, as Murphy will gather that. Good job on the offensive boards, but you would like to see Oshawa work the shot clock down here and not worry about running up any score. Haig looking for an opening, and he goes to the underhand. So Gareth Haig will add to his total. He's got 4 in the game. So Haig has 4, Webb has 4, Simons with 3, St. John with 3. They are the leading scorers. If you look at the Snipers, you've got Argent with 2, Thunderhill with 2, and Danton Miller with 2. So slim pickings for the Snipers. A smorgasbord for the Outlaws. Wittich, wrong stick side, but you might as well take that now as that ball goes into the gondola, and got a great pad save from one of the fans there as he took it off the shin, but handled it nicely. And with 6:11 to go, that will take us to our final officials timeout. We'll just stick right here, just get you caught up on some of the regular season stats. Power play goals, leader in that category was Chris Atwood of the Oshawa Outlaws with 17. Short-handed goals, Patrick Thompson for the defending champion Monarchs with 6 shorties. Goals against average, best in the league, Caleb Martin of the Whitby Steelhawks, 10.55 goals against. Wins, Caleb Martin, number 1 for the Steelhawks, of course, with 8 wins on the season, 14 games schedule. That gives you an idea of where things were. Of course, you have to give Parker Pfeiffer some credit as he edged out John St. John on the final regular season game to claim the scoring title Another Pfeiffer, so a Pfeiffer atop the scoring and a Pfeiffer in the third spot. They take gold and bronze. St. John in the middle as he races through and runs into a block and then jams it in. So if John St. John was trying to send a message, it was just officially received, if not earlier in this game, as he adds to his total, fourth of the game, and with 6 minutes to go here, this will be the ride-out time. Remind you, 5 o'clock start time will be the Ohsweken Bears trying to knock off the Goliath in the Whitby Steelhawks. That will go, of course, right here and follow this one, as it looks like the Outlaws are just 6 minutes away from claiming an invite to next weekend's Final Four. Brampton Express, they'll be there. Miller from way out stopped, and on the move go the Outlaws in Morgan. Gilray, he's going to keep it out and go for a bit of a run. He'll run into a double team there, and Wittich and Allen still come away with that ball. So a good job in Austin Murphy and Ty Khan. And I tell you, Ty Khan's been able to get under the skin of quite a few of these Outlaws, but they've done a good job not retaliating up until now anyway, as Austin Murphy will go for slashing. Fourth power play opportunity as the Outlaws have made a goaltending change. Ryan Szyskowski has come in. Thanks to the keen eyes in front of me picking that up, as that kind of got lost in the shuffle. So an outstanding game from Jackson Brown. He closes off things as stingy as possible, keeping the Snipers to under 10, and they'll work around this power play and look for some respectability as far as closing the gap. Chayton King from point blank. Szyskowski scooped up. Good job there by Arjun. Arjun will call for it again. Fake that pass, size it up, kick it back out. Thunderhill, no look. Chayton King tried to go top corner. Chris Veltman made a great save there, and I know it wasn't intentional, but cause is noted. Whitlow rings it off the crossbar. That's going to go down, racing for it and working hard. Tagore, and I tell you, Josh Tagore, he never stops playing hard. That's the good thing about him. Argent, give and go. Argent, crossbar. So I'm not sure what the all-time record is for crossbars in a game, but the Snipers have to be pretty close to that mark here. As almost, though, only good in grenades and horseshoes, and that one right on, clearly stopped by Szyskowski. And we are under 4 minutes to go, 40 seconds left in the penalty. Haig trying to add to his total. Karam goes the other way, picked up, and it's Argent. Bradenburg running some serious interference, tried to twist her. That goes off the mesh and will remain right here. Orange possession with 20 seconds left in the power play. No look pass. Thunderhill goes over the top. That one caught the butt end of Blumberg's stick and deflected wide. Whitlow in tight and had a man but couldn't connect. Rebound picked up. 10 on the shot clock. Thunderhill working a quick pass to Argent. 5 on the shot clock. Outlaws have a man up ahead. I'm not sure why they'd even be doing that when you're up quite a bit heading into the final 3 minutes here. Show some good sportsmanship. Be good winners, be good losers. McNulty swinging around to Gilmore. Gilmore, 10 on the shot clock. Gilray, quick no-look shot on target. And Hess now will pick it up, move it up to McLaughlin. 2.5 minutes to go. This season in the Arena Lacrosse League, every team had a win, every team had a loss. Can't ask for anything better than that as far as parity. The playoffs have lived up to the hype. The Outlaws have stepped up. They came in, of course, the number 3 seed. Snipers the number 6. So the Outlaws have held their own here in their own building and gotten the job done. Snipers, great, strong finish to the regular season, winning their final 3 games. Just a bit undermanned coming in here today and came up short. Ran into a hot team in the Outlaws as Gareth Haig makes the turn and pockets another one there. And see the legends filter out of the building as look forward to seeing the Outlaws next week at the track. Quick ahead as Thunderhill now as the clock will tick down on the Snipers season. Want to thank the Zulian family for everything they do and their support of their son and support of the league. Always a pleasure to have a chat with them. Of course, the head coaches for the Snipers, Darcy Palace, Vince Longboat, Nick Sky. Another fantastic season from you guys. Of course, the training crew and Hope, Emery and Kate. Of course, Jim Mike, the man on the mic. Thank you for everything you do for the league. And the Snipers, of course, one of the mainstays here in the Arena Lacrosse League. And they will have their 2023-24 season come to an end here at Children's Arena as Blumbergs will keep it out. And looks like the only one trying to score are the Haig brothers. Everyone else seems to be content with the win. So into the final minute here. As Argent now. So a valiant effort, but an outstanding first quarter from the Snipers. The problem was they couldn't put together anything after that, and we'll see now if the Outlaws do decide to keep it out. As Webb, who will clearly be one of the stars of the game here today, has helped his team come to life, find a groove. They will take that into the semifinals next weekend. Their opponent to be determined. We will set that stage for you, of course, at the end of tomorrow's game. Final quarterfinal action between the Monarchs and the River Wolves. Stick around, though, of course, 5 p.m. here. Whitby Steelhawks, Ohsweken Bears, as the clock will tick down. The Oshawa Outlaws come away with a 23-9 win. They will advance to next weekend's championship Final Four at the Toronto Rock Athletic Center. Thanks to the Six Nations Snipers for an outstanding season. Outlaws next Saturday. Stick around. Quarterfinal number 3. JVI Productions. I'm Lance Wynn. We'll see you at 5.